Welcome to an overview of planning tools for business growth, brought to you by the South Carolina Small Business Development Center, your Clemson region, SBDC. So today I'd like to introduce Earl Gregorich, the area manager with the Greenville office of the SBDC. He's going to be talking to us about business planning and why it's important. So Earl, why do we plan?
Thank you very much. Why do we plan? That's a great question. It's a big part of what we do at the SBDC. And one of the primary reasons that we do the planning is what you see there on the screen. Many small businesses start, many small businesses fail, and one of the primary reasons for failure is the lack of planning. So what we're going to talk about today is just a different group of planning tools and different types of planning that you can do to move your business forward. So you can see the list here of the different types of planning that we work with here at the SBDC and with our small business owners throughout the upstate and around South Carolina. Each of the four that we see here are going to be covered in this presentation with some detail, but we'll also have future sessions that will break out additional information on each. So the business plan is the most popular plan that we do at the Small Business Development Center. We do that at startup with most businesses, and we also use it to maybe get a business back on track. A lot of small businesses don't start with a business plan, and at some point in the future need to get back into some form of organization, and the business plan helps us do that. You can see a very brief outline there as to what goes into a business plan. Typically, we're looking at a time frame of about a 3 to 5 year period when we're doing business planning. And we will focus on the first 3 years if you're in startup mode and do both the text and the financial aspects of a business so that we can prepare for loan application. And if it's a growth-based business, we may do 3 years with financial projections just to get an idea of where the business is and what we want to accomplish from the standpoint of growth over the near future. So let's move on then to take a look at what falls under the financial projections of the business plan. Financial projections normally go hand in hand with the business plan, but they can also be done independent of a business plan and to use as a planning tool in and of themselves. Usually when we're using financial projections from a planning standpoint, we are looking at a 12 to 18 month period that we can use on a day-to-day operational basis to work our way through things with the business. 3 years is what we would use if we're doing some kind of a financial projection in the purpose of seeking a loan. And normally we wouldn't go much further than that, just simply because numbers become less and less effective the further out you go with those projections. You can see there that from the standpoint of what we will work with on financials, cash flow, income statement, balance sheet, and break-even analysis are the primary ones that we will focus on when we're doing financial projections. The next type of planning is topical planning. And this can be put together, as the name might imply, as needed on a particular topic within the business. These would be things as you see listed there, like marketing, human resources, taxes, possibly an exit strategy that you're putting together. Normally, we're looking at a short range of time, a 12 to 18 month period for one of these bullets, but certainly it can vary by scope. So for instance, maybe you're going to put together an 18-month marketing plan to lay out the different campaigns that you have in mind to promote the business, increase sales and revenue, but possibly you also consider doing an exit strategy, which that may take 2-3 years to put together the plan to cover a 2 to 3 year period, rather than a shorter time frame, because it takes a lot longer to put together the pieces for exit strategy. So the next type of planning that we're going to talk about is strategic planning. This is usually a longer term plan. This is put together for a 5 to 10 year time frame. We're establishing a mission, a vision statement for the business. We're also putting together who's responsible for different action items that are going to take place in a strategic plan. And we're also assembling a team to do this. So many of our businesses are small that we work with, but from the standpoint of strategic planning, we like to try and pull together a team, even if these might be some outsiders that can help with that planning. So say your accountant, maybe a legal advisor, maybe you have a marketing firm that's helping. All of those individuals there that even though they may not work in your business, they help you on your business. They would be a good resource to bring together from the standpoint of strategic planning. And of course, the SBDC can facilitate that as well. It's really meant to assess not only your current situation and where you want to go, but the steps that you're going to take to get there. And as you see on that last bullet point, establishing an action plan and assigning responsibilities is a big part of this planning as well. Disaster planning, these are very popular topics right now. And that's because we're constantly in a state of weather awareness in South Carolina. It is hurricane season at the time that we're recording this. And of course, we've had the pandemic going on for quite some time during the filming of this as well. But there are other things that you need to plan for from the standpoint of recovery and disaster planning that can occur at any time. Unfortunately, things like cybersecurity, being hacked, data loss, active shooter, any of these types of things can occur, and this type of planning will help you identify the resources that you need to protect, tell you what you need to do from the standpoint of assembling those resources, putting things together so that you are ready to work your way out of the situation that you're facing in an orderly manner rather than trying to piece it all together in the middle of the disaster. So with any of the plans that we've talked about, you want to make sure that you've got some form of maintenance going on. You can't just build a plan, put it on paper, and walk away and expect it to work. Some of the primary things that we want you to focus on, regardless of the type of plan, make sure that you're constantly monitoring for weaknesses, identifying resources that may be required to fulfill the plan. Try to make sure that the plan is regularly reviewed, revised as needed, because things change, your outside atmosphere will change. And then make sure as you're working through this, both at the time that you roll the plan out, as well as while you're doing it, that you have full buy-in and support by those who are impacted by the plan directly. Communicate your plan at all times, at all levels of your organization. Without communication, you are really setting up any plan for failure and possibly just simply being ignored. And then address issues quickly. If something comes up with the plan, you want to make sure that you are on top of that and making sure that everyone has the information they need or the resources that they require. And a lot of times that's going to involve some form of a formal reporting or review process that you'll put in place. So if you do these things with any of those plans, you will find it is much easier to work through those plans successfully. Items that we would normally use in our planning here at the SBDC, some of which you might find on your own, some of which you might need to work with an SBDC consultant, but hopefully through the use of the outlines, the worksheets that we have available for each of these types of plans and these tools here in front of you, we can work through these plans and help you move forward and grow your business.
Thank you very much, Earl, for talking to us today about planning. And we hope this has been a resourceful and informative session for you to listen in on. Again, we have a variety of plans that the SBDC consultants are available to work with you on to develop that will only improve your business. I think what we heard today is if we don't plan, we plan to fail. So please connect with SBDC, sbdc.com, or give us a call, 864-370-1545. We are here for your business needs. Thank you.
Thank you.